But then I met Lord Hastings.
Yeah, big up Lord.
Big up
Lord
Uncle
Hastings.
Mike. Uncle Mike, man. So Uncle Mike is like, he's a Lord, and he's just an amazing example of servant leadership and just loving on people. Does a lot of work in prisons. But anyway, one of my brothers took me to his house for a breakfast, and he heard a bit about my story and said, "Hey, you should just introduce yourself." And I introduced myself to a room with these like brothers from different backgrounds, and people were just like, "Oh my days, bro, we're gonna support your thing, we're gonna support it." And then after he sat me down, he's like, "How much do you need?" I was like, "I need $7,000. I don't know where I'm gonna get $7,000 from." And he said, "All right, cool. What are you doing on Wednesday?" I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "Oh, come to breakfast with me." I met him for breakfast. He took me to this law firm called Hogan Lovells, big law firm, and sitting down with the head of their pro bono team, told them my story. She's like, "How much do you need?" I said, $7,000. She said, "Okay, cool, I'll send that to you." I was just like,
wow.
Crazy.
I was just like, what? And yeah, we were able to finish the film. But I think ultimately it was just a blessing to it's a blessing to tell my story in a way that would ultimately go on to have an impact where, 1 million people would watch it in 4 days, and it's had over 4.1 million views now online, which are organic. So the 2 things I'll focus on, or 3 things I'll focus on really quickly is films, so social action films still, films that will, start conversations, learning from the Amani film itself, and just the idea of going and mobilizing a movie into the community and seeing like active conversations happen around that and people using it and lives being transformed, and so many stories of young people saying that movie took me on a different path. But basically off the back of that relationship I built with Hogan Lovells, and then lockdown, basically Lord Hastings again, guardian angel, introduced me to Goldman Sachs. And Goldman Sachs and Hogan Lovells basically came together and said, we want to create a program that's for young people, and they wanted to call it the Amani Project. And so alongside like the work I was doing in schools, now I have a targeted 6-month program with young people who need a second chance, where we have these mentors from Goldman Sachs and Hogan Lovells. We'll buy them a suit, kind of just give them life skills and empowerment, which just, gives me so much joy to be the patron of that. Paying forward, like someone did something like that for me when I was 16 and took me on a journey of personal development. Being able to create the space for that now, it's unreal. We're in the middle of a program now, and listen, every graduation, I know we've spoken about tears a lot, but every graduation, like, I'm just like, man, this is powerful, man. I feel so humbled. So we got some money last year from the Mayor of London to pilot an app that I've been developing for the last 5 years or so.